Hey everyone, it's Tony from Retirees Benefits. If you're receiving Social Security, I need you to pause what you're doing and pay close attention, because millions of Americans are about to see extra money in their checks. But here's the thing, there's a catch. And this one catch could mean the difference between getting hundreds or even thousands of extra dollars this year, or getting nothing at all. Now I know what you might be thinking. Here we go again, another clickbait headline. But I promise you, this is real. This is happening right now. I've spent hours combing through official Social Security Administration reports, so you don't have to, because let's face it, those documents are full of jargon, technical language, and complicated details that most regular folks simply don't have time to decode. So grab a cup of coffee, maybe a pen and paper, and let's walk through this step by step, in plain English. What we're covering today. Here's what we'll talk about. 1. What this extra payment is and why it's happening. 2. Who qualifies and who doesn't. 3. The critical filing date you needed to meet. 4. And most importantly, what you can still do right now to make sure you're not missing out. Even if you miss that key deadline, don't click away. I've got some good news for you too. Why this matters. Look, I get it. Money is tight. Inflation has hit everyone hard. Groceries cost more, rent keeps rising, and when you're on a fixed income, every single dollar counts. That's exactly why I'm making this video, to help you understand the system, avoid mistakes, and make sure you're getting every penny you've earned. The big news, retroactive payments. So here's what's happening. The Social Security Administration recently announced that certain beneficiaries are eligible for retroactive payments, basically back pay, that could go back several months or even years. Why? Because of a combination of things. Some people didn't receive their cost of living adjustments, COLAs, correctly. Others had processing errors or delayed applications, and in many cases there were recalculations based on updated or corrected earnings records. The key deadline. Now, this part is critical. To qualify for these retroactive payments, you had to file your application before a specific cutoff date. For most people, that date was December 31st of last year. If you filed before that and your application was approved, you're already in the system, and right now, the SSA is going back through those records to make sure everyone gets what they're owed. But here's where it gets frustrating. The SSA isn't exactly going to advertise when they owe you money. They won't call you up and say, hey, we made a mistake, here's an extra $2,000. Instead, they're quietly processing these payments, and many people won't even realize it until extra money suddenly appears in their bank account. Who's getting these payments? Let's break it down by group, because this affects different people in different ways. 1. Retirees. If you retired and started receiving benefits before December 31st and your initial payment was miscalculated, maybe some of your earnings years weren't counted correctly or your COLA wasn't applied properly, you could be owed retroactive pay. We're talking about everyday folks who worked their whole lives, paid into the system, and deserve every cent they earned. 2. Disabled Americans. If you're receiving SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance, this is especially important. Disability applications can take months, sometimes years, to process. When you're finally approved, they owe you back pay starting from the date you became disabled, not the date they approved your claim. So, if you applied before last December and recently got approved, or if there were any errors in your benefit calculation, you're likely seeing an increase. 3. Surviving spouses and children. If you've lost a spouse or parent and received survivor benefits, these recalculations apply to you too. The system often makes mistakes here because the math is complicated. It has to include the deceased person's full earnings record, and errors are common. Stars. 4. Veterans. If you're a veteran receiving both Social Security and VA benefits, pay close attention. Sometimes there are coordination delays between the two systems. That means you could be owed Social Security back pay that's been stuck due to VA processing. 5. Moms and caregivers. If you took time off work to raise kids or care for a loved one and filed before the deadline, make sure your benefit calculation correctly included those caregiving years. By law, the SSA is supposed to drop your lowest earning years from the calculation. If they didn't, your check might be smaller than it should be. What if you missed the deadline? Now let's address the big question. What if you didn't file before December 31st? Here's the truth. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you haven't applied yet, you're not eligible for these specific retroactive payments. That deadline was firm, and the SSA isn't making exceptions. However, and this is important, that doesn't mean you're out of options. Every month you delay filing, you could be leaving money on the table. Social Security benefits are calculated monthly, and typically, you can only receive up to 6 months of back pay from your application date. So if you're eligible but haven't applied yet, do it today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. And if you did file before the deadline but haven't seen any extra money yet, don't panic. The SSA is processing these payments in waves, and it could take a few more weeks or even months. They're working through millions of cases. The good news, more ways to boost your benefits. Now let's talk about what you can do right now to make sure you're getting the maximum benefit possible. 1. Request a benefit verification letter. Log into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov and request this document. It breaks down exactly how your benefit was calculated, review it carefully, make sure all your earnings years are included, that they used your highest, 35 years, and that your COLA was applied correctly. 2. If you spot an error, act, file an appeal or request reconsideration. Yes, I know, dealing with government paperwork is no one's idea of fun, but if they made a mistake, you could be losing hundreds of dollars every month for the rest of your life. 3. Upcoming COLA increase. There's another cost of living adjustment coming this year. It's not as large as in previous years, but it'll still help offset rising expenses for 2025. 4. Spousal and ex-spousal benefits. If you're married or divorced, check whether you qualify for benefits based on your spouse's or ex-spouse's work record. Many people, especially women who took time off to raise families, don't realize they could be eligible for a higher benefit. Action steps you should take. Here's exactly what to do after this video. Step 1. Check your bank account and your My Social Security account. If you filed before December 31st, look for any deposits labeled supplemental or retroactive. Step 2. If you haven't filed yet, apply now at ssa.gov or make an appointment at your local office. Step 3. Request your benefit verification letter and read it carefully. Step 4. If something doesn't look right, don't just accept it. Call the SSA, ask questions, and if needed, reach out to a local legal aid office or benefits counselor. Many areas offer free help. Step 5. Share this information. You probably know someone who could benefit from it, so share this video. The more people who understand their rights, the better off we all are. Common mistakes to avoid. Before we wrap up, let's go over a few costly mistakes people make all the time. 1. Assuming the SSA will notify you if they owe you money. They won't. You have to check for yourself. 2. Not keeping records. Save every letter, email, and note from the SSA, including dates, times, and the names of people you speak with. 3. Giving up too soon. If your claim or appeal is denied, ask for a written explanation and keep pushing. Even SSA staff can make mistakes. Falling for scams. The SSA will never call you to demand payment or threaten to suspend your benefits. If someone does, it's a scam. Hang up immediately. I know this stuff is complicated, it's frustrating, and for many of you, Social Security isn't just another government program. It's your lifeline. It's how you pay your rent, buy groceries, and make ends meet. The system isn't perfect. There are errors, delays, and missed payments. But that's exactly why I make these videos, to help you get what's rightfully yours. So if you found this video helpful, please subscribe and turn on notifications. I post new updates every week about Social Security, benefits programs, and ways to stretch your retirement budget. Check the links in the description for direct SSA resources, benefit calculators, and tools to help you take control of your financial future. And if you have questions, drop them in the comments. I rate as many as I can, and often make follow-up videos based on what you ask. You've worked hard your entire life. You paid into this system. You deserve every dollar you're entitled to, and you deserve to understand how it all works. So stay informed, stay empowered, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves out there.